All right, loves. This one is a current event topic that I am so fired up about. So I'm very excited to share this episode with you because I have so much to say about it. This is for those of you who have watched the Netflix series Twin Flames Universe or the Amazon Prime series Desperately Seeking Soulmates. Oh my goodness. If you have not watched either of these documentaries yet, I highly, highly encourage you to do so. And then this is going to make a lot more sense. But this is for those of you who have used the word twin flame or soulmate or sacred partner, whatever it is you want to call it. If you've had questions about this and if you have seen those documentaries, and again, you're definitely going to want to see it if you're listening to this, but go watch it, then come back to this episode and let's discuss because it's going to be super juicy. All right, see you there. The Multi-Orgasmic Millionaire with Tilly Storm is the only sex podcast for high-achieving leaders wanting to experience the best sex and epic relationships of their lives without dragging their partner to therapy, blaming it on their hormones, or trying things in the bedroom that don't feel authentic. I'm your host today, Tilly Storm, top 20 sex coach in the world. I hope you enjoy the episode. All right, let's dive into Twin Flames Universe. This is a couple who started a coaching program and business around the idea of twin flames. And if you watched the Netflix series or the Amazon Prime series, you will have seen actual video footage of what happens in these people's coaching calls. And some of it is absolutely horrifying. Basically, these so-called gurus and teachers are teaching people that they're the ultimate authority, that they know what's best, that if you don't listen to me, then you're not doing God's will. They are teaching people and becoming matchmakers for twin flames and telling people that, hey, this is your actual twin flame and this is not. And you need to be with this person even if you're the same sex and you aren't attracted to the same sex. So basically they were coercing people to have sex changes. And these people are so insane that they even had people, some of their own community living with them and working with them for free. They're basically running a cult because they have so much control over their community and they're manipulating them. So this is what's happening. But as I'm watching both of these documentaries, I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, how does this happen? How do so many people fall for this shit? How do so many people get in the trap of giving away their power to someone else, to some ultimate authority? And I'm like, wait, this is what most of humanity does. They subscribe to a religion that then tells them, well, this is what God says, and then you must do it. And I'm like, oh my God, have I been out of religion for that long that I forgot that this is how most of humanity operates? And I guess so, because it made no sense to me as I was watching it of like, how are these people still in this group? And the most insane part is that I went and Facebook stalked these two leaders of this cult or business, whatever you want to call it. And they are still going at it. They're still coaching. So most of the documentary, it looks like it happens around 2020. It's the end of 2023. And these people are still going. They have a bigger Facebook group than they've ever had. It looks like they are still running their coaching programs and people are still subscribing to this insanity. Even after this whole blow up and revelation around what's going on in this business. They even only had one post that they made to the public, at least, that reveals a statement of their position for all of the recent blow up with the series coming out live. And it was basically saying like, oh, we'd love to hear what your thoughts are, but this isn't a true reflection of what we do and blah, 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 blah. Yet there's video footage. It's like, okay, what you're doing is undeniable. And how are these people getting away with this? I guess it is because they are under a church. So they have a lot of leeway and a lot of things that they do can't be considered illegal. I'm not sure, but it just blew my mind when I watched this because so many of the teachings about twin flames are not even accurate. So let's talk about that because that's the part that I do have control over, as much as I just want to see this whole thing be obliterated and for these people to actually take responsibility for the impact that they've had on some people's lives. I don't have control over that. But what I do have control over is to give you some actual sane teachings around twin flames, soulmates, sacred partners, at least so that some of you who have gone that route, who have experienced deep soul connection with someone, instant attraction for people, you understand what it is and you understand, like, where's that coming from and what do I do with that? Well, let me tell you, you do not go pursue that person to the point where you end up in jail for a month like one of the ladies did, okay? Really bad idea. I don't think she did it on purpose. I think she just ended up in a bar where her supposed twin flame, who had filed a restraining order on her, she ended up at the same place as him unknowingly, or so she says, and the supposed twin flame contacted the police, and she ended up in jail for an entire month because she did not honor her restraining order. So anyway, back to twin flames, soulmates. What is this connection? What is it about what these people are doing that is so magnetic, obviously, that has people paying these false gurus to teach them about twin flames that keeps them staying even after such a big blow up like this and revelation of what's really going on within this community? Well, what it is that magnetic attraction towards a person that is almost always, and I would venture to say always, related to trauma bonding patterns. That when you have such a magnetic attraction to someone that it's like, oh my God, that's my person. I just locked eyes with that person. And it's like, I've known that person my entire life. Okay, I myself have experienced this. I had a twin flame experience when I was 17 years old. I have been there, done that, happened throughout the course of 14 years. 14 years of dealing with that BS. And when I was finally able to let go of it, I was learning Tantra. And part of the reason that I wanted to learn Tantra was because I wanted to learn, how can I have a connection like that? How can I have a deep soul connection with someone who actually wants to be with me, who actually wants to reciprocate the love that I have? And the commitment that I have to this person, which with most twin flames, one of you is non-committal and is the avoider, and the other is the chaser. And the other one is the one pursuing and constantly trying to make it work, constantly crawling back, even if it's a really unhealthy relationship dynamic. And when I was watching the documentary from the Twin Flames universe people, that's what I was seeing, is that they were teaching everyone to become chasers, because really only the chasers are going to be the ones who are going to pay for a program to get it, right? Because they want to make it happen. So the chasers are the ones showing up in this program, I suppose, and they are being told to continue to chase. And that doesn't work. It doesn't work. Apparently they have some success stories, but when you watch the documentary, you'll see that those success stories were very much highlighted, or they were made out, they were almost forced, because some of the couples who ended up getting together with their supposed twin flame were like, I don't really know how I feel about this person, or this person is in jail. Like one of the couples, the person that the false gurus had said, this is your twin flame, the guy was actually had charges pressed against him and was in jail for like a year. So they couldn't be together for a year. And then the lady, when they finally got together and he got out of jail, she's like, I don't know how I feel about this person, but these false gurus are telling me that he's my twin flame, so I guess I need to be with him, right? Oh my goodness, right? Like so many messed up things about this company and these people. But twin flames definitely will have that magnetic attraction. And it is, like I said, pretty much every time that happens is because that person is showing you what gets to be healed, what gets to be integrated. I don't even really like the word healed, but integrated, to where you realize your wholeness. And that is the gift of a twin flame, is that they catalyze a process of you coming into wholeness with who you are as a sovereign being. So they are a gift, but that doesn't always mean that that person is meant to be with you in relationship. Because almost every time, being in relationship with someone who is that big of a catalyst to you can be very toxic. And the teachings that I'm hearing from these people, oh man, like so much of the relationships that some of their people were in were extremely toxic. They were not healthy at all. There was not a healthy relationship dynamic. I think they had like one or two couples that were highlighted that may have been in like actual decent grounded relationship, which is great. But let's talk about how they make twin flames out to be your ultimate lover. Okay, this is where we're gonna get into the juicy stuff. Your ultimate lover is you and whoever you want it to be. It is not one person. And like I told you guys earlier, when I have been through the twin flame experience, one of the reasons that I got into Tantra was because I wanted to experiment with, I wonder if I can create that same level of soul connection and depth with anyone at will that I choose to be with, because they are a healthy relationship partner. And what I found to be true was that it is totally possible to create the ultimate lovership with someone who necessarily is not your twin flame. Why? Because the ultimate lover is always at its core you. Okay? And this is the beauty of it. It gives the power back to you. Because when you are stuck in this whole twin flame BS, you think that is the other person, that in order for you to experience your ultimate lovership, you need that person to be with you in relationship. And that is not the truth. That is giving your power away to something that you do not have control over. You do not have control over whether or not this person actually wants to be in relationship with you. So why would God make it so that my ultimate lover isn't available? No, he doesn't. And that is what I am here to share, is that the biggest red flag with these people is that they make it out to be that you only have this one ultimate lover, and if you can't make it work with them, you're fucked. I am sharing that is not the truth. That has not been my experience, and I want other people to know that too. So that's why I'm using my platform to not only just talk about the insanity of the whole thing, but the teachings are just fucked. They're not even accurate, because with the right communication and connection practices, when you actually give yourself a relationship education and you learn some of the teachings and the practices from the neo-tantric tradition and the tantric tradition, so there's two different types of tantra, which I'm not going to dive into right now, but when you learn these teachings, you have the power to transform any relationship, any sexual relationship that you want to have with someone, into the ultimate lovership experience, that it is not dependent on a particular person. And that's what I am so passionate about sharing with people, because I have many clients who have come to me with situations like this, twin flame BS type thing, this drama that they have, and they don't know what to do. They think that it's over. I guess I'm just never going to be in lovership and in partnership with my perfect person. Guess what, sweetheart? Your perfect person is you and whoever you choose to have that perfect partnership with. It's not dependent on them, because that spark, that light, it comes from you connecting with your wholeness. It comes from you understanding that you are the creator of that experience, and you can create it with someone if you open your mind and don't buy into this bullshit lie that it isn't possible, because it is. And I've seen it happen so many times in my coaching with my private clients, some of my group program clients, that they are able to take a relationship with someone that they didn't think they would ever be able to have such passion and such connection with. And then you give them the right connection practices and communication practices to make it safe to go deep with this person. And when it feels safe and they both can go deep, oh my God, the beauty on the other side. Holy shit. So I have seen relationships transform before my eyes into the ultimate lovership and ultimate partnership with someone that they didn't previously think that that could be their experience. They didn't believe it was even possible. Maybe they got together with this person because this person felt safe. Maybe they got together with their partner because they thought they'd be a good dad or a great provider. Anyone who has experienced that, you have the power to create a deep soul connection with that person, no matter whether or not you think they're the twin flame or the soulmate or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But just knowing that you have that power to do that with the right teachings and techniques and practices to help you feel safe to go that deep with someone. You can find God in a freaking homeless person. You can find God in a woman that lives on the other side of the world than you. You can find God. You can find that deep connection with anyone that you actually desire to take the time to go into it with them. And this is the beauty of some of the practices and the teachings that I even have some of them for free on my website. So I want you to go download my new I just updated my 5-day training. So it is now called 5 Days to Epic Pleasure and Passion for High Achieving Women Training. I have added my Soulful Intimacy Starter Kit in it. I've added my How to Start a JDEG e-guide in it. So you can get all of my free resources, my free practices. In the Soulful Intimacy Starter Kit, there are communication and connection practices. There's a relationship check-in. There's a want, will, want list. There's all sorts of free resources in this training. So make sure you go download it now. And if you have downloaded it once before, I actually sent an email with the updates. So go to the email that says your audio training or your intimacy training is here. So you can search your email inbox for that. The link is the same link that you had before, but it's all updated audios, all updated practices. Everything is brand new. So that is what I want to share about the Twin Flames universe. Please do not ever buy into this false authority that someone knows best for you, that someone knows better for you. I've experienced spiritual trauma, and it took me several years, I'd say about a decade, to heal from that, to find my voice, to find my wisdom, to find what's true for me, to connect with that part of me. But I promise you it's possible. Only you are going to know and have the power to create the kind of lovership and relationship that you want. And I encourage you to seek out the tools and practices to do that. You don't need to go pining for someone for decades and them never, ever showing up for you in the way that you want. Oh man, I have talked to so many women who have done that, and it just hurts my heart. It hurts my heart, because if they just only knew that they had the power to create it with whoever they wanted, who actually did show up for them and who did commit to them, then they wouldn't be suffering like they are. All right, ladies, go download the new and updated 5-day training now, and thank you for taking the time to be with me here today. I almost wish I had like a guest host for this, because we could have like gone off of each other, but here we are. I do solo episodes these days. And again, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next week. All right, bye.